So in the comment section, the comment was made that some women do it and they're humble. See there now there's the piece of truth right there. The reason that you have the expectation of women lowering their standards is because you wrap it up in love and religion and all of these things so that women feel obligated. You make it seem as though it's honorable for a woman to be with you and struggle and help you build. That's not my job. I'm not a carpenter. I'm not a lumberjack. I'm not an architect, and I'm not building anything. My father taught me I'm not built for that. I'm taught you to be taken care of. Doesn't mean that I'm not educated. Doesn't mean that I don't work. But I am taught that I don't pay a mortgage when I have a husband. You don't do that. That is his job to provide for you. And when he can no longer do so, my father has a roof that I go back and live under. That's our standard. That's what.
What she just say? Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Fifth General here. And don't normally do this, but I'm reviewing a scene from one of a clip from a TikTok live that I do with our brother Y'all Chat on TikTok. I am at the Fifth General on TV at TikTok. Matter of fact, y'all need to know where this is coming from. So I'm going to review last episode that we did Saturday. It was, do women demand too much from men? Do women demand too much from men? Go ahead.
No, sir. My argument would be that I don't think that women demand enough. And whether you use demand or whether you use require, whether you use elicit, whatever it is, women have the right to have an expectation of the people that they will partner with. In most societies, men are considered to be, for all points and purposes, the general head of a household. So those people who would be subordinate to you have a right to expect you to be at a particular level, whether it be emotionally, whether it be financially, whether it be even the talent and marksmanship that you have. They have the expectation of you. That's how you're chosen. That's why she says yes or no to your proposal, because she sees that you meet a particular standard. Why is it that when we have these conversations, we act like it's somehow a sin to have the standard? It is not. And if a person doesn't meet a standard, all it simply means is that that's not the person for you, or that's not the person for me. It's not a crime against them. We simply have to find people whose standard is the same as ours. I don't understand why we are able to alienate people or able to hurt their feelings or able to say that their standards are too high. You can't say that for someone else. That's their choice. That's the value that they place on a partner. You can't place that value for them.
We're not saying that.
Yeah, nobody said that on this panel.
Nobody's saying that. But what I'm saying is, realistically, some of these standards that these women have is ridiculous.
And see, that's the thing, right? Nobody said. See, when you come on the panel, right? With let me put this screen. When you come on a panel with like talking points and you're not actually listening to what people are saying, then you miss something. You know what I'm saying? You miss something very vital. You know? So you can't just be like, oh, I don't understand why you hurting people. You're not hurting people's feelings. And it's about being realistic. No human being on this earth can have it all. Women can't have it all. Men can't have it all. There's going to be something that's not going to pop up on your list. And you're going to have to deal with that. Or you could just be by yourself. I mean, that's just how it is. When you're dealing with other people, you know? Kind of a hard thing for some people, man, to actually understand that, you know. That I don't know, man. Their problem is, I mean, they're gonna have to bring that to God, man. I don't understand. But yeah, let me go back. I'll let it play.
It's unrealistically that they're thinking, oh, I want a man for this. All of that. But realistically, or is every man gonna come fully equipped to your demand? No. That's unrealistic that we're trying to make. That this list that you guys have, it's not realistic. It's not.
Okay, but that's the same sentiments that she has. It's not realistic to who? To who?
It-
If
and
you
it's
don't,
Society to reality because
no,
you think
no, that wouldn't be
if I
true.
could finish my, I apologize, dear. I do
No,
apologize.
go ahead, Jordan.
He cut me off. So this is where it's difficult to have these conversations, because it seems like sometimes when people have an opposing view, when you don't agree, y'all cut them off and chop them up, and that's not fair. Just because somebody sees it differently than you, it doesn't make them the enemy, sir. You turned around and said you didn't say it, but then you repeated the exact same thing that I said that was said. You can't set somebody else's standard for them. You can't tell them that their expectation is too high. You can't.
By the way, she's talking to my co-host, Yard Chat. That's who she's talking to. So, but I don't know, man. You could just tell it's not going to go well, but you know, I'll play some more.
Can't do that. I can expect an astronaut. That's why I only want to marry an astronaut. I'm the one who has to live with the consequence that if I don't encounter an astronaut, then I go unmarried. What y'all are unwilling to do is accept the fact that if you don't meet the standard of women, that you should go without a partner. That's where the problem comes in. You're unwilling. If I could finish respectfully, you're unwilling to elevate yourself to the standard of the woman that you would like. You're unwilling to do so. And in your unwillingness to do so, you're also saying to her, your standard is unrealistic. No.
Now, hold on. She said, if I wanted an astronaut, I expect an astronaut. Where are astronauts? We're at NASA. So if that's what you want, then you need to go down there to the NASA Space Center and make sure that you are doing the very thing that you are to get an astronaut. That means you would have to literally go down there. But it's unrealistic because the astronaut population is less than 1%, like 0 point. I mean, the percentage is so low, it doesn't even make any sense to even be a discussion. Now, I know she's not being literal. Just want to make that clear. But the point is, ladies, let's just say you want a millionaire, right? You need to go where millionaires are. But guess who also is there? Other women. So you're going to have to compete with them. I didn't make the rules.
No, it's not. You simply cannot meet it. So go find somebody else.
You missed it.
If I may, can I give it a shot?
You missed it.
I don't think he's missed it at all.
Well, yeah, look, what it is not so much that it's not like out of bitterness or pain because of like I'm not good enough for this thing. Like whether something's helpful or productive is objective. It's not a feelings-based thing. So to say, okay, this person wants to be around, it's like saying I want to one day be able to walk to the beach, but I'm gonna move to the middle of the country. You're setting yourself up for failure. But if you're a woman and you're saying, look, I'm setting the bar at this high and this quality, I think it becomes unreasonable when you yourself do not possess the qualities required for it. Like if I want to fly, I need wings. If I need, if I want to be around a certain kind of people, I have to behave in a certain kind of way. You can't just demand things. So I can in all fairness, say, I see this strategy and consider it delusion. It's not hurtful. It's just objective description.
Okay, but it's the same thing outside of. Oh, go ahead.
I believe the first thing I said in my commentary is no matter which word you use, demand, require, or elicit. So I gave you a range of options. It doesn't become what the other person has or doesn't have. That's not the question. That's not what he's posted. He's posted what women require, what women demand. Now you're saying the other side. No, it's not the other side. Every woman has the right. In fact, every individual has the right. A man could also say, I require that my woman be less than 180 pounds. I require that she be less than 6 feet tall. You have that right. No one can tell- if I could
Now, let me speak to that. She said a man could say, I require a woman to be 180 pounds and a woman to be under 6 feet. The average height of women in the world is between 5'3" to 5'5". The average height in America for feet for women is like 5'3", 5'4". That's realistic. Most women that a man is going to encounter are going to be women that are going to be shorter than him. The average height for men is 5'7", 5'8", 5'7" through 5'9", the entire planet. So most women who are average height are going to encounter men of average height. Average means most. So she did something that was very slick. She picked something that doesn't line up in statistics to something that is and tried to say that that was the same. It's not. Nice try, though.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got him.
I don't wish to argue. I just wish to make my point, if that's allowed. If it's not, I could go back to the comment section, but I do not. wish to argue.
Jordan's mom, she was just agreeing with you.
Sir, respectfully, sometimes people lose the train of thought, even in the agreement. So I didn't interrupt anybody. So respectfully, if I could finish, I'll be happy to be quiet. I'm happy to do so, sir.
Relax. And this is what I'm saying. You come on the panel, gassed up, ready to fire off because that's probably what you're used to. You saw the topic, it triggered you. I don't know at what point she came into the stream. So it's somebody that she had a vice with on the stream. It's not me because I don't say a lot on the stream. I like to make the guests the guests who come up on the panel feature more, whereas I just play the moderator and I make sure that I involve everybody into the topic who comes in, keep the conversations honest, right? Keep the conversations honest and keep people on task with the point so that we don't go down a rabbit hole. And now we done now got away from the topic so bad that now we forget the topic, because when I watch shows, that's one of the things that I hate. It's like the main topic, now the topic's just gone. But what I like to do is add bullet points, questions, rebuttal questions, just to keep the conversation active. You know what I'm saying? But it all lines up with the topic, you know? Sometimes some things get addressed, and I need to do better with that because there's always something that comes up, and then now we gotta tackle that, and now we can, and it just every stream, man, we can't be doing that. You know what I'm saying? So, all right, I'll play more.
But if I could finish the point.
Yeah, you can go ahead. I was just letting you know that she was just agreeing with you. She wasn't interrupting you. Go ahead.
Again, what the point that needs to be made is you all are saying one thing about what women do while overlooking the how it looks from the other side. Before women came up with these standards, women were willing to accept you as you came, as long as you were, pretty much kind, because out of necessity, whatever her rationale was. But once the metric and the spotlight is put upon you and your level of provision, now all of a sudden you all have a problem. That's not fair. Every woman has the right, every man has the right to set the standard for who he will partner with. You're assuming that the woman brings nothing to the table. Many of these women are quite accomplished in their own right, and they still have the standard, the opportunity to say, this is still the type of man that I want. You can't.
Now, I don't even know what conversation she's even having. And that's what I'm saying about talking points. people are talking point mafias. It's about, I'm gonna come in and talk about what I want to talk about. Forget what y'all were talking about. And this is why you gotta make sure that you're paying attention to what your subject matter is supposed to be, because somebody like that will take you off, and then now what your actual point was, what your topic was, gets killed. It gets lost. You know what I'm saying? And it may have happened because when I'm doing these streams, you know, I'm prepping to go to work because, you know, it's in the afternoon. You know, the TikToks are in the afternoon. You know, so then, you know, I have to get ready, and so I have to go on mute, let my co-host Yard Chat take over, and then I come back to the phone. You know what I'm saying? And you know, but anyway, before I get to that, she said, so here's the thing. You could have, we're talking about demanding, and that's the thing. There's a demand and standards, right? The words get a bit messed up. And then I actually made a point of that on TikTok later, you know, or I probably did it before that. You know what I'm saying? And I was saying was a standard, and then a demand. The demand is whatever that standard is. It's the quality of that standard that you're demanding. When you get it and how often you get it. You know what I'm saying? So I'll talk about that more, but I'll play.
Have a standard born upon resentment, and when somebody points out that it's based upon resentment, then you want to say it's something different.
I have a question. Who's married in the chat?
Oh, I am for sure.
That's a triggering question for some people, man. Once you ask that, then you're forced to either tell the truth or the lie. Let's see how this goes.
I am. He said
I
the
am.
chat. So the chat is the comment section.
I'm in
Yeah,
the
he's talking about
section.
down there. Oh,
It's
okay.
the comment section in the panel.
No, he Yard Chat means the panel. Go ahead.
Oh, I am.
So on the panel, I'm married.
Now I believe that's cap, and I'll get to why I say that. You know, and when I say cap, I mean a lie for those who are not under the slang. But you know, I'll let it play.
3 kids, head of household, stay-at-home wife.
So how you making it work?
Communication and trust, understanding.
How are your guys making it work?
Communication, trust, and understanding.
Okay.
It works.
Anyone
If you
else?
do that, yeah, if you do that, no one is setting the bar unrealistically high. Everybody's making their needs known and clear. The adjustments are being made in a positive way. I'm not balling with 6 cars in the front of my place, but my kids live safe. I got grass in the front, and I do what I want Friday mornings, and my wife bring me a sandwich. I got no complaints.
You want to hear something? There is a word.
Ask us a question so we can.
Shout outs to him.
Let me hush. Let me just.
Listen, you're gonna answer. I'm talking. Listen, if you go ahead, speak. Go ahead. You have my time. Go ahead.
So respectfully, you asked us the question twice. He answered twice. The rest of us didn't.
No, but I was speak. We having a dialogue here between me and him because he said something. I want to say something, but
Well, before the dialogue, are you married, Yard?
yes, I am.
Oh, okay, great.
I think they were hoping that he said no. But brother Yard is married. He is. So I may have to skip ahead because let me see what happens.
I just want to say real quick, I appreciate Snatch kind of like, I don't know if that was Snatch TV or not, kind of explaining that you can take care of your household, right? Like, how are you in?
Okay, let me skip ahead.
So you're saying like, oh, we're
I had to go do something, so I had to let Mr. Yard take over. And keep in mind, we're co-hosting, so I'm a host, he's a host. That's why I tried to do the grids where his box size is equal to mine, so that people know that both of us are collaborating together. You know what I mean? I know TikTok has the collaboration feature, but when you do that, it kind of takes away your grid from the multi panels. It's weird. I don't know. It's what they do. But he's the co-host, so we're both hosting each other, so we're equals on this. So yeah, let me go ahead and because I gotta get back to First Lady.
Looking at
So in the comment section, the comment was made that some women do it and they're humble. See, there's the piece of truth right there. The reason that you have the expectation of women lowering their standards is because you wrap it up in love and religion and all of these things so that women feel obligated. You make it seem as though it's honorable for a woman to be with you and struggle and help you build. That's not my job. I'm not a carpenter. I'm not a lumberjack. I'm not an architect, and I'm not building anything. My father taught me I'm not built for that. I'm taught you to be taken care of. Doesn't mean that I'm not educated. Doesn't mean that I don't work. But I am taught that I don't pay a mortgage when I have a husband. You don't do that. That is his job to provide for you. And when he can no longer do so, my father has a roof that I'll go back and live under. That's our standard. That's what.
What'd she just say? I was listening to this, but it's kind of fast. Let's kind of back up a bit. I didn't mean to do that. Let me go back.
Have the expectation of women lowering their standards because you wrap it up in love and religion and all of these things so that women feel obligated. You make it seem as though it's honorable for a woman to be with you and struggle and help you build. That's not my job. I'm not a carpenter. I'm not a lumberjack. I'm not an architect, and I'm not building anything. My father taught me I'm not built for that. I'm taught you to be taken care of. Doesn't mean that I'm not educated. Doesn't mean that I don't work. But I am taught that I don't pay a mortgage when I have a husband. You don't do that. That is his job to provide for you. And when he can no longer do so, my father has a roof that I'll go back and live under. That's our standard. That's what I was brought up with.
Y'all killing me with this. Oh my God. That's stupid. Use your common sense.
In layman's terms, I ain't doing jack. I'm gonna let my husband struggle till he can no longer do it anymore. And guess what? I'm gonna exit stage left to my father's house. You know, I see why there's a circle of men that say they don't want to get married anymore because of women like this. You know, it's not all women, because there's a very good, respectable woman that comes on the panel quite often now, and she's married. But this woman who said what she just said just now, she says she's married. How would her husband feel to hear that? That's why I said that I didn't think she was really married. I think she just said that because it's a prepared answer. She probably was on other TikToks and it was revealed that she was not married. Or she probably was married, but not married now. I don't know. I don't know the woman from a can of paint. I don't know her from a rock from a brick. But I'm just saying, like, no, yo. Let me tell you something, man. Don't no man want to hear his wife get on a public stage and talk like that. Are you kidding me?
How? Hold on, bro. How?
No. Who going for that? Who going for that? All right, I'll play more.
Back up.
Okay, no, see, I don't understand how you can cut me off. You're not the host. I wasn't
Back
finished.
up. Listen, I'm just asking you a
You
question.
don't have to talk to me that way, sir.
Ma'am,
I was not rude.
I wasn't rude. I just said, wait
I
a minute
wasn't
here. I just
finished,
said,
though.
back up. Or you said I
I
was
wasn't
wrong for doing that?
finished. You don't like what I had to say, so you think you can cut me off.
Ma'am, he's the co-host. He
I
can do
didn't
that.
say it. All I'm saying is just wait, back up a minute. I was gonna say you back up because you said something that I don't want it to miss the
And see, that's another thing. You disrespecting my co-host. I let it be known that he's my co-host all throughout the stream. And before she started talking again. Look, general rule when you come on my TikTok, right? I'm respectful. I will let you up. I'll let you talk one mic at a time. We're adults. We're civilized. We can have a conversation. It may get passionate. I don't have a problem with people being passionate about something, but decorum is what's missing. Decorum. You gotta have it. And if you're not gonna have decorum, then we're gonna have to get you the heck up out of here. That's how that works.
the panel, but you are so combative against me. I'm not against you.
I'm not combative. It's a
Yes, you are.
rude
You
to
said
interrupt.
you putting
You
words
said the
in.
host would interrupt. You never
Yes,
said
you are.
you.
Yes, you are.
I
Yes,
am
you
the
are.
host. I am the
You
host.
just no,
I
you're
am the
not.
host.
The host is fifth. You're not fifth.
He's the
But in the
co-host,
absence of
ma'am.
going
He's
somebody
the
else,
co-host.
He's the co-host. It's both
I
their
put on
faces.
mute. I just proved to. I put on mute.
I
I'm
heard
the
the
host.
host
You see,
say, hey,
you-
yard
didn't
chat.
prove anything.
you know what
I
I'm
heard the
saying?
host say it.
You know what I'm saying? The respect.
sorry.
The
I'm sorry.
respect. The respect. The respect. You see,
So my man put her on mute, and she said you didn't prove anything. He proved it proves that he's a moderator and he has mod privileges. Now, I was away from the phone when this happened, but I heard it because I was in the other room, right? And when I heard it, I had to hurry up and get done what I'm doing so I could run back. But I don't know if she dropped or if she got kicked. Either way, it got handled because you can't like chill. TikTok is a weird place, man. A lot of people who go on TikTok wouldn't survive on YouTube. But when you're someone who's a professional like me, who's been broadcasting on the internet since 2008, podcasting since 2017, you know how to keep your composure and not crash out. When you care about who you are, when you have good character and you care about your image and how you're perceived, you don't know. You know, I would never go on somebody's panel and act like that. Never. I don't get it. I'll play more, and then I'm gonna have to skip ahead. Let me let my brother say what he got to say.
listen, people will talk and put their own foot in her mouth.
Yep.
And she did put her own foot in her mouth.
Like my brother Zacchaeus always says, when we were talking about, ladies on dates and stuff like that, when you're sitting across from her, let her talk long enough and she will talk and she will tell on herself.
Let me tell you something. When you're in a marriage, it's a together. There is no dictatorship in a marriage. There's a togethership out of love. Let me tell you something. When love find you, it's a pure thing, and the love don't care how the position the person is in, because that's the love. And guess what? The love you have together going to build you up together. But she's thinking that she want everything to be pre-made, everything to be set. You hear what she said? She want to be taken care of. If my husband is working, he paid the mortgage. What about togetherness? Where's your money?
Checkmate.
Don't ever marry a woman who doesn't want to be a helper. Wise women would not respect a woman who doesn't want to help her man in times of struggle. Because all that just shows is that the only reason why you were even married to him is because he was always thriving. When you're no longer thriving no more, That's when we about to see what your marriage is really made out of. Hard times reveal true character. That is a fact. We know it in relationships. We know it in politics. We see it in sports. We see it in social settings. You see what people are really made out of when that challenge comes.
I mean, yeah. I just
You
want
see what I'm saying? You gotta listen to when people talk. You have to listen to when.
How traditional is that yard, right?
Yeah, well,
It's
no, I
not,
know it.
but what it is, see, when we move away from the natural and go to the natural, we have chaos like this.
What do you mean?
I want to point out that she was, well, the person that spoke there was the one that pointed out apparently this demanding thing comes from insecurity and bitterness. I think that in itself, when I heard it, was a red flag for projection.
Yes.
And
So
then
look-
Yes.
Good point.
Red flag. She red flag.
her demeanor confirmed my suspicion.
Okay, listen.
So,
Now it got a little, it went into a rabbit hole. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move to when I came back to the mic. She got kicked off the panel for being disrespectful. She said, if my husband can't provide, I have my daddy's house to go back to. What the heck does that sound like?
Entitlement.
exactly.
It's not entitlement. It's a big red flag.
It's a family.
It's a
I'll tell you what it sounds like. Pure selfishness. Fellas, you better ever never fail in life. It's impossible. But what that said was you better never fail. Because the moment you do, she's gone. Aaron Neville has a song, Ain't No Sunshine. Ain't no sunshine when she's gone. Because anytime she goes away, because I know. Different context, but it's like, yo, like, God forbid you. And you know what? I got to that point, actually, at some point on the stream. And I'm going to put that in and then I'm going to just close it out.
big red flag. It's a red flag. You listen, not to cut this off. We could run and we could dodge from it, but it's all going to go back to the word of God. I am telling you, people, hear what the word of God said. You have to leave your father's house and cling on to your wife or your husband.
Checkmate.
The father is a third party in the relationship.
Yeah.
You're supposed to leave your father and mother house.
Did you hear what I said?
Yeah.
And live with your husband away from your family, because when family get involved, it's going to be problem inside of your marriage.
Checkmate.
Man, it's not lying, man. Not lying. Boom, zoom, right to your dad. There we go. Now, here's my thing, because this is how things work. Let's get realistic here. And I'm going to get to Queen of Liberia in a second. Thanks for being patient. People lose their job every day. Every day. This is why we thank God that we're blessed that we have income. This is where the humility comes in. You could be making $200,000 a year, and then they could all gone. And the one thing I know about a man, because we're the proposers, right, is that we want to make sure that that wife that we choose is someone that when that time comes, it could be year 15 of the marriage.
Mm-hmm.
Are you going to be there? Or because in year 15, I did not have a job for 10 months, but I've been having a job and providing for the family for 15 years. But in year 15, 10 months go by and I don't have a job. Or I do get a job, but it's not the income we used to have. Or you staying or you going?
Did she say immediate? Did she say immediate or did she say
She
unwilling
said
or unable
immediately.
to provide?
Immediately.
She said
Another correction.
She
immediate.
said immediately.
I think
Yes.
Okay, I didn't hear her
I think
statement.
it goes back to it goes back to
To be fair, because I let it play on here, she didn't use the words immediately, but she said when he can't, that she's gonna go back to her dad. But before that, and this is what put her in a verbal bind, she said earlier, accomplishments and what women bring to the table now, right? Stuff that we didn't even bring to the conversation, but she did. This is what happens when you're part of the talking point mafia. And then she said her standard and how her father raised her. And now she put this on her dad, that she was not raised to be a carpenter. She started naming all that stuff. That was code word for I wasn't made to be a helpmate. I was made to be taken care of because my daddy did it. Okay. And then she said she's not paying for a mortgage when she has a husband. That's why she talked herself into that, because that let us know who were listening very well. One thing I always say, listen to what they say, but also listen to what they don't say. You talked yourself up about what you are and what you're not going to do. And then you said when he can't. One of the things that people got to be thankful for is not only stability, but good health. God forbid somebody gets sick. Men get sick, not just women. You know, that reminds me of something. There was a video that I play on the podcast every now and then because it just shows you the type of lady you don't want to be with, right? And it was like a podcast in England, and this woman talked about she needed a man to make this money, and if he's not making this money, it's whatever, right? And the man said, God forbid your husband gets sick and he can't work. What do you do, dear? She said, then I have to find a new one.
He must be a millionaire. If he's going to pay 50 grand, just like that, he's a millionaire.
one question.
Why do you care about her?
Exactly.
If she finds a man who's going to look after her needs, why do you care about that?
No. It's not about one question. That is it. Yeah. What happens now? Yeah. God forbid, if your husband gets sick and he can't work.
Then I have to find a new one. I have to find a new one.
Now, this lady didn't say she have to find a new one, but that would ultimately be the result because she would go back to her pops, and then I guess it'd be the next man. If you are a father and you support that bull crap, shame on you. Shame on you. Because the only reason that should happen is if that man is beating on you and putting your life in danger. And oh yeah, to the fathers. You know what really should happen? Because there's something called family. You know, he got family too. Why do these conversations never consider that the husband himself has family? You're not the only one that has family. Family systems can help when stuff like this happens. And it could be a situation where someone in the family could say, hey, you know what? Don't worry about it, brother. We know you're down to one income because she's still working. Right? And that's why Mr. Yard said earlier, you're making money too. What are you doing with your money when your man goes in a hard time? Because if you fell on a hard time, should your husband move back in with his mother and father? No, you wouldn't support that. I don't. Yo, nobody. People think when we get on these shows and we talk that we're just making up stuff. We're not making up stuff. This was in real time. This is not scripted. I did not give this woman a play to come up here and talk like that so we can get views. I didn't do that. She came up here and she spoke her innermost feelings. And she disrespected her marriage, coming on a panel, talking about her husband like that. That was disgusting. Oh, but don't worry, because this is what we got.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got him.
Yeah. We got her.